Thank you for coming to watch the third video part of this training series. And this is about how to protect and cleanse your energy field, which we felt was really important in the situation the world is in at the moment. What is this field? We'll begin with. This field is also called the aura or the auric field. You might have heard it being discussed before. And the auric field is made up of many different layers or planes, as they're called. And the first one is called the etheric plane or ether, which is another word for space. And this is broken down into a physical plane, which is close to the body, and then astral plane, and then celestial plane. The physical plane obviously links to the physical body on the cells. The astral plane is the energetic without the physical body, the astral realms, energetic realms. And the celestial plane, which is the very outer layer, is to do with higher realms, connection to source, connection to soul. And then these three layers have many distinct layers within them, but that's something for you to look into further if you're interested in it. But we're going to keep it simple and basics just to help you get off the ground to learn these kind of principles. So the physical plane is also the etheric plane, and this is broken into the physical plane, the mental plane, and the emotional plane. So we work with these three areas, and then you have the fourth one, which is the energetic plane, and that's the astral, and the fifth one, which is the celestial plane, which connects you to your higher self, your soul, or source energy. And these are interacting and relating to the body using our internal energy system, which is called the chakra system. So these are 7 chakras in the body, and these are energy centers or energy cores, which are located to the body from the crown all the way to the root, which is the base of the spine. And these all have different characteristics and attributes and color frequencies, so you may have seen them with different colors. And these link to the endocrine system, which is a set of glands which secrete hormones and enzymes and kind of are little control centers for the internal chemical processes of the body. So the chakra system is linked to this endocrine system, and that's how the chakra system and the body kind of work together. So when we do work on our chakras or on our field, it all has a knockdown effect coming into the endocrine system. So today we're talking about the field, which is the field around us, and this is powered and controlled by the health of our chakra system. So that step one would be to work on your chakra system. But with what's going on in the world, we felt that we kind of had to jump a step in these videos to make it really clear that you can work on your field and then come to your chakra system. And our field is our first line of defense, our deflector shield, our boundary that protects our body and our being. So we thought it was important to start with the field. We will be doing other bits of videos and parts of our training which go into the chakra system, but we just don't have time today because there's 7 and there's a lot of things to do with each system, each chakra. So we're just going to work on the field for now within this video. So how to cleanse your energy field. Let's begin here in the second part. How to cleanse your energy field. So one technique is grounding, and grounding is where we either have our feet planted on the earth, or we can visualize this in our mind that we are on the earth itself, on grass, on soil, on the hard ground of the planet. And we can use a visualization to link to the earth and make a connection, either via roots growing out of the bottom of our feet, or just from the connection of the feet to the earth. You can just imagine energy moving up and down from the earth up and from your body down. And this is the cleansing process, is any heavy energies or any excess energies that you don't need, that may be lingering in our field from our day-to-day working with people, through emotional distress or any kind of environmental conditioning. It can linger in the field. So we can connect to the earth, and so this process is called grounding. And so if we connect to the earth, we can drop and release all these excess energies which are no longer serving us, and also will be interfering with the polarity and strength of our field. So if we ground all these excess energies, it'll really be beneficial to have a clear and powerful amplified field. The second step is smudging. So you can cleanse your field physically with a process called smudging. And smudging is the act of burning incense or resin or sacred herbs and plants, which they clean the air, purify the air for any airborne bacteria or viruses, shall we say. And then secondary, the spirit of that plant, which is within this incense or the plant that you're burning, actually has a purification element and factor to it. So it cleanses the energy fields because of the energy of the plant in its pure form has the power to do this. So for example, I've brought with me today sage. You may have heard of, people use sage quite a lot. In Native American practices, sage is used in bucket loads for any kind of gathering or ceremony which involves any kind of energy work or heart work or emotional kind of state. And this is done by just lighting it, and this is a massive one brought back from Israel, which is really beautiful. You can see. So you can get sage anywhere from shops, crystal shops, health shops, online, Amazon. And we do the smudging process by lighting it. Okay, I'm not going to light this one for today because it's just going to get really smoky and might distort the video. So what happens is that we do circular actions in an anti-clockwise direction. Okay, and that's to break Gregorian time and the status quo, and also it cleanses past life stuff as well as present and future. So we start at the crown and we do anti-clockwise motion, and we go all the way around, just in the first layers of our field around our body, and you go all the way around the arm and go all the way down the legs, up to where the groin area is, come back down under the feet, come back all the way up anti-clockwise, the armpit, around the hands, and back to the crown. And while we're doing this, we have in our mind an intention, and because intention is super powerful, that's another thing I want to talk about, is intention. The power of intention is absolutely staggering. It comes from the core strength of how powerful we are as living beings, and how our thoughts and feelings affect the world around us. And so a lot of this is getting proved now in quantum mechanics, but this has obviously been in the world of spiritual kind of teachings and ancient teachings and the esoteric for a long time. So you cleanse like this all the way around. And then there's also other examples as well. Palo Santo is a bark of a lovely scented tree, and then other incenses, sandalwood, rose, are all really good. And the point was what I was on earlier was intention, and so you want to really hold in your mind when you're doing the smudging with the sage is a clear intention of cleansing. I'm cleansing my field for the highest and greatest good. I clear all the heavy energies for the highest and greatest good. And we have a positive affirmation after it, like highest and greatest good, because it comes back to how powerful our words are and at manifesting. So we need to be careful what we think about and what we feel, and also what we communicate and what we verbalize. So we use positive affirmation like highest and greatest good. So the smudging, yeah? And the other one is following on from the intention thing, is mantra invocation. So you have the Om phrase, which comes from the Vedic traditions, and it's a primordial sound, which is where it comes from. It's the primordial sound of the universe, so it's one of the original vibrations that is said to happen. This was channeled by the rishis, who kind of wrote a lot of the Vedic teachings, which is from India, from the Himalayas. And so Om, which you would have heard many, many times in yogic practices, is really good because the power of that primordial vibration of the cosmos has a very low frequency, which is connected to the earth as well as the universe, which very cleansing for our field and our frequency. So it's very deep belly breath. So we take a deep breath in. And you just prolong it as long as you can. I'm just doing it quickly. That probably wasn't the greatest Om ever. But really take that deep breath in. Take it into the diaphragm, into the lungs. Take that belly in. And we want to express every syllable of the two-letter word. So we want to really roll through the O and all the way to the and extend it. And as we create that vibration will leave our mouth and our throat, and that will cleanse the field through the vibrations of that sound. That will cleanse the field around us. So that's one invocation. And then another invocation is I cleanse and empower my energy field for the highest and greatest good. So you just repeat that, say 3 times. I cleanse and empower my energy field for the highest and greatest good. I cleanse and empower my energy field for the highest and greatest good. Another one is, which is more of a Reiki invocation. It's called, it goes like, I'm guided and protected by the love and light of God or Source. Only good shall come to me, only good shall leave me. Okay, and you repeat that for 3 times. And notice how I said God or Source. So that just goes down to your kind of belief system and your kind of conceptualization of how you see things are. So you can change it to Source if you don't feel God is the right way for you. But it's totally fine. It's all the same. It's all energy anyway. So that's the invocation section. So then we can move on to the next part. Is how to protect your field. And to protect our field, we teach the use of sacred geometry as visualization. We have the protection prism, so we actually visualize a crystalline pyramid surrounding our entire body, from the head all the way to the feet. And this is just done by visualization. You just close your eyes, tune in, and in your mind's eye, using our imagination, we visualize, we see ourselves either sat or stood inside this prism, and we see this prism as see-through, crystalline, reflective, deflective, having all the colour frequencies, rainbows, mirrors, all those cool colours that you can associate with a barrier, but also reflective and deflective. And you see yourself clearly stood in there with these boundaries around you, and this protection prism is powered by your love, your intention, your heart, and nothing will be able to come in that doesn't serve anything good towards you. So that's the protection prism, and you can take this into any other kind of geometry that you feel comfortable to use. So that's the protection prism. Just visualize yourself in that prism, in that pyramid. And then the next one is the heart field. So the heart is a powerful protection tool as well as a healing tool. The heart is the most powerful organ in our body. It has 40,000 cells, and in terms of producing electromagnetic frequency, it produces more than the brain, which most people would think is because our thought is so powerful, but actually our feeling and emotion and our core, which is our heart, is the most powerful organ in terms of number of cells, as well as the energetic frequency it produces. So the heart field is usually is depicted as a torus field, which is a shape that has 2 openings, one at the top, one at the bottom. And it's almost like a funnel shape, and it goes like that, and then one underneath, and then it circles round and connects to itself like this. And it's called a torus field and toroidal field. And you can look that up, and you can have a look what it looks like. And this is generated from our heart, and so it's called the heart field, as it is pumped out, and it encompasses 360 degrees, all directions of our body, and this is the heart field. So this is secondary to the auric field, or is it a part of it? That's something else that you can kind of maybe do some research into if you feel interested into it. But the heart field is a very powerful way of healing and protecting yourself. So the heart field, we just take a breath in, and we take our awareness down to our heart, and as we breathe out, just imagine the energy pumping out with that heartbeat, with that breath, into this torus field, just enlivening it, strengthening it, enriching it, really amplifying and expanding it by each breath. That's good visualization to, again, increase your heart field, increase your auric field, and your biofield. And then another protection is we've got grounding again. Okay, we've got grounding is cleansing, and also we have it in protection as well, because you can't say enough good things about connecting to Earth, how beneficial it is to our system, and to protect our field. The way that you use grounding in that way is like earlier, we've cleansed our system. We ground any of the excess heaviness or energies or inflammation, anything that we don't need, any of those body ailments or mental ailments or emotional ailments. You ground all of that. And then the second step is that you can use this to actually empower and protect your field as well. So when you're linking in and you're grounding all the excess, we can also ask for the energy to come back, renewed, Earth's energy, life energy, universal life force from Mother Nature itself. We can ask to bring this back into our system, into our field, into our heart, into our chakra system, and we can energize it from up, from the earth upwards and out of our field as well. So that's grounding, another grounding thing used in protecting. So it's very multifaceted, the grounding techniques. And so I'm going to try and put some of these things together that I've talked to you about today in a little practice, a guided meditation. I might not touch up on all of them, but I'll do my best to try and to give you a decent all-rounded practice here, something that you can start doing yourself to get you going, and then you can start making your own up. So let's take a few breaths, close our eyes, tune inwards. Deep breath in, exhale, and just let everything go. Start to elongate the exhale. Our heartbeat starts to slow down, and we come into a nice centered, even, balanced, meditative kind of state. And we can start with one of our invocations that we learned earlier on. I'm guided and protected by the love and light of God or Source. Only good shall come to me, only good shall leave me. I'm guided and protected by the love and light of Source. Only good shall come to me, only good shall leave me. I'm guided and protected by the love and light of Source. Only good shall come to me, only good shall leave me. Take a few deep breaths. Okay, so we will begin with a grounding technique that we talked about in terms of cleansing. So we have our feet planted on the ground. Okay, we imagine our feet pressed into the earth. We can see it in our mind as a visualization, as the soil or on grass, just connected to Mother Nature itself. And we can imagine energy passing down our head, working its way down our face, through our neck, shoulders, arms, down our chest, moving down our glutes, to our thighs, down our knees, to our shins, out the ankles, just pouring out the soles of our feet. All is this excess energy, this heaviness, any of these things we don't need anymore, that aren't necessary for our lives. any emotional pain, any physical pain, anything from our environment which upset us, we can just visualize this grounding, moving, passing down into the ground. We can see there's energy physically moving down, little dots of light. Just take a few breaths and really tune into that intention of what you want to happen. I call upon grounding for the highest and greatest good. I call upon grounding for the highest and greatest good. And we can visualize roots growing out of our sole of our feet and burrowing deep into the earth, connecting us deep into the earth's sedimentary layers. As we see the roots growing out, piercing the topsoil, going in, pushing past rocks. We can see those roots going all the way in to the earth's deeper layers. And just see our excess energy, any of the heaviness just dissolving down into the ground as Mother Nature accepts this as a gift. We're gifting this to Mother Nature. She has the ability to recycle this and use it to make new life. Because all energy is good for her. Just sit with this, visualize grounding. Nice, easy breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then we can move to the next step, is we can use the grounding technique to energize and protect our system. So we're already linked to the earth with our roots planted into the ground. So we can now ask for new energy, new revitalizing universal energy from the earth to come back into our system. For the highest and greatest good, I ask for Mother Nature, Mother Earth, to give me pure energy from its core. Repeat this a couple of times. For the highest and greatest good, I connect to the earth and ask for Mother Nature, Mother Earth, to send me universal energy to protect my system. And just visualize that energy coming from the core of the earth, coming up through the layers, joining into the roots that are coming out of our feet. The energy comes through the roots into the soles of our feet, comes up our legs, joins into our first chakra, which is the root chakra at the base of our spine. As those roots bring the energy up, renewed energy, universal life force energy from the earth, up our legs into the root, all the way up to the heart. And just visualize that circuit, that system. Or just know, have a deep trust, and with our intention we can also just guide this energy up. We bring this energy up into our heart field, connected straight from the earth's core via our roots. This energy collects in our heart. We can put our hands on our heart here. And with each breath that we take, each exhale, you can see the energy coming up from the earth, up the roots of our system into our heart. And each breath out, see, push with our intention that energy out into our heart's field, into our auric field, into our etheric layers, into our astral layers, into our celestial layers. And just imagine that field, our bubble, our protection field that surrounds us, usually 4 to 6 feet in diameter around us, this giant protection bubble. See that energy from our heart coming from the ground, coming from the earth's core, pumped out of our heart, circling round our field. Use your hands and really play with this and push this out. Start to tune into your hands, pushing this energy out with our intention. See the edges of our field. And just know it's there. If you can't visualize it, just know it's there. Tune into it and lock that intention in strong. And have that affirmation is, I'm pumping out universal life force energy from the earth to strengthen and protect my field. And you also down beneath us, because it's under the ground, it goes below our feet all the way around. Moving our hands in 180 degrees direction. Moving it from our head, above our head, all the way down to our feet. Keep the breath going. We're pumping out this energy from our heart into our heart field. Pure Earth's resonance. As this empowers our field, now just sit in this new state. Just visualize that auric field, our protective shield, fully energized. See the edges of it around you. Just visualize yourself sat in that bubble, in that field, glowing around you like the sun's rays, like a rainbow. Whatever you feel resonates for you. And now as we're sitting inside of our field, we can put our protection prism over this field around us, so you can see the bubble, your field around you, and you sat within that. We can put a protection prism around all of that, so it's got two pieces of sacred geometry. We've got the pyramid and we have the sphere with us inside it, so double protection. So just imagine a protection prism around us. Crystalline, deflective, reflective protection prism. And just sit with that vision inside your mind, and that knowing and that intent of you fully protected, field fully energized, the power of the heart, power of connection to earth. Keep the breathing going in through the nose, out through the mouth. With that protection prism around us to protect our field and to protect our body and all of our planes, our mental, emotional, and physical planes. And then we can finish with another grounding technique, as we're already rooted in still, balanced and centered with the earth, connected with the earth. And we can just see around any of those heaviness or those excess energies that kind of dissipated from the work we just did there, that we don't need anymore. Just see them just rolling like water down the edges of your auric field, down your field, your bubble, coming to the bottom. Those energies that are coming and bouncing the protection prism, see them just deflecting off, bouncing off, dripping also, or moving down your field as they go into the roots that are connecting us into the ground. All those excess heavy energies, any of those physical pains, emotional pains, mental stress. Grounding into the earth as the earth, Mother Nature, takes this back from us as a gesture of support, as those energies will be absorbed by her and recycled and used to create new life. Just sit with that sense and knowing that you're fully protected with our protection prism. Our field is vibrant and strong with our heart pumping out pure electromagnetic frequency. You're grounded, you're centered and balanced with the earth as a being of the earth. See yourself in that protection field. You're heart powered. The power of love is the strongest emotion we have as human beings. And just draw those roots back in to finish. Just call those roots back from the earth. Thank you to the earth. Deep gratitude to the earth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Those roots draw back into our feet. Just take a couple of breaths to integrate how your field is, how your protection prism is, how your actual body feels. And start to bring yourself back into the room, slowly opening your eyes. Deep breath in. And exhale. As we come to the planet renewed. Okay, so that's my few tips and guidance on how to protect and cleanse your energy field. Thank you and deep gratitude to you for joining into this training program, and I hope this video and my tips was beneficial. I look forward to you joining us on more training. Just look after yourselves, look after your field, use the protection prism in these times where there's airborne viruses, there's all sorts of fear out there. So just keep yourself centered, heart totally boosted, connected to your field, and then you will be fine. You'll be balanced and stress-free. Thank you.